ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to London, welcome to Wembley. We are just around the corner from a huge heavyweight rematch this Saturday night at the OVO Arena, live on TNT Sports in the UK and ESPN Plus in the States. One of the most anticipated heavyweight rematches in recent history. Back in April, Joyce and Zhang clashed for the WBO Interim Heavyweight Championship. It was Zhang that stopped Joyce that night and walked away with the belt. On Saturday night, they're going to run it back, they're going to do it all over again. The winner will be the mandatory challenger for the World Heavyweight title. For a big card like that, you need a big undercard, and as you can see from this table here, we are absolutely stacked. So many great fighters, future world champions, and fighters with a lot to prove on this show. We're going to have a little chat to some of them. We're going to start with a young man who actually made his debut in this arena. Austin Barney Smith, I'm talking to you. Fight number 7 for you, my friend?
Yeah, fight number 7.
How you feeling? Come on.
Feeling good, feeling fit and strong. Can't wait to get in here Saturday night and put on a great performance for everyone.
Well look, you made your debut, as I say, in this arena. This is your 7th fight now. How are you feeling that you're progressing in your career so far, and how are you a different fighter to that fighter that made his debut?
Well, from my debut, where I just turned up like over pro when I was at such a young age, and I never had no experience from a youth or senior level. Jumped straight in at pro, like in the deep end with small gloves and that, and I've got used to that now when I've come on, and I've been like progressing in the gym, getting the rounds and sparring, and just learning day by day. And on Saturday night, you'll see what the start of it was to where I'm at now, and there'll be a big gap in the middle.
Well, it looks like you're adjusting to those small gloves quite well. I'm seeing some of your opponents, they don't hear the final bell. You're putting some guys to sleep out there.
Yeah, I'm going to put this one away too on Saturday night.
Okay, well we'll make sure we tune in for that. Finally, your brother, he's at it as well. Noah Barney Smith. It looks like he's the next in line. You've got some solid bloodline in the Barney Smith. Tell me about the relationship with him.
It's a great big brother and little brother bond. He's doing very well at the minute. He's European silver medalist, 3 or 4 national titles he's won. He's only been beat 3 times and only by national champions. So in amateur pedigree, he's got a great one at the minute, and hopefully he can turn pro as well when he becomes of age.
The Barney Smith takeover. All right, well thank you very much, Royston. We look forward to fight number 7 on Saturday night. Let's keep it going on the table. There is a man on the other end of the table, a young light heavyweight by the name of Ezra Taylor, calls himself the Cannon. Ezra, this is a step-up fight for you. You take on Joel McIntyre on Saturday, former 2-time English champion, and apparently you chose him.
Yeah, what's happening, Dev? Yeah, I chose him, man. I want to prove my worth, my value. It's a Saturday. I get to do what I do best, man. I'm looking forward to it. I really can't wait.
Bit of a chance here to put on a show. It's a big card. It's a big show. There'll be plenty of fans there as well. TNT Sports, ESPN Plus. Are you looking to make a bit of a statement?
Of course, man. It's mandatory. I have to. This guy is a good opponent. He's very experienced. And I feel like after I do what I need to do to him Saturday, and that will kind of cement me in the mix of that light heavyweight amongst them anyway, because it's a good division, and I'm here for it, man. I really am.
Very limited amateur background, just like Anthony Yard, who also features on this show as well. Do you feel like you are playing a bit of catch up to sort of fast track yourself to get there?
No, I'm not playing catch up. I'm in my own league. I'm doing my own thing. You know, Yard, he's kind of paved the way for someone like myself, especially being on Queensbury as well. So it's possible, man, and it's doable. And I'm here to make my own path in my own way. And obviously I'm stepping up. It's my 7th fight. And this guy is top 10 in the UK, so hopefully that's going to propel me into better opportunities, title fights, and really them having them cracking fights as well.
How far do you think you can go in this game, Ezra?
All the way, man. Number 1. What kind of question is that, Dev?
One that you've answered very well, to be honest. What's going to happen then on Saturday night against Joel McIntyre?
It's going to be a dominating performance. I'm going there and execute everything I've been working on. And it's going to be much more than what you can handle, I believe.
Okay, all right, we look forward to it. Ezra Taylor, big step-up fight for him on Saturday night against Joel McIntyre, former 2-time English light heavyweight champion. Let's speak to a man who is, look, the main event is a big heavyweight heavyweight fight between Joyce and Zhang. There is a young heavyweight prospect on the show who is really seen by many as the future of the division. It's this will be fight number 5 for Moses Italma. Moses, I've seen you, like your first couple of fights went under a minute, your last couple of fights went the distance. You haven't looked happy after any of them. Are you going to be happy on Saturday night?
Depends on obviously the outcome and how the fight goes. But obviously I'm not trying to make it a long fight. Everybody obviously wants to see the main event and try and make it quick as possible.
What are you expecting from this guy? This Amin Boshetta. He's only been stopped once in his career. Are you expecting a durable guy, or what do you think?
I don't really know. Like, I'll prepare for everything. But at the end of the day, it's just another body.
In your last fight, it was Kevin Espindola, and we know that he's taken good fighters the distance. Solomon Dakers, he took the distance, other guys as well. And there were moments in there where it looked like you were getting a bit frustrated that he wasn't really giving it back.
Yeah, of course. Like it's a bit hard to make an opportunity with a guy that only tucks up in the corner, but boy, that guy had some meaty head. I hurt my hands. But like I said, right now it's just staying away from injuries and yeah, step ups.
Did you learn lessons from that last night?
No, not really. But it don't really matter.
Okay, well, what can we expect on Saturday night against Amin Boshetta? What can we see from Moses Italma?
KO for sure.
Okay, well, we look forward to that. And finally, obviously, look, you're a heavyweight. You've done plenty of rounds with Joyce. You were a keen observer when they boxed the first time, him and Zhang. What's going to happen? What do you think the main event's going to say?
No, I'm rooting for Joe. It's a tough ask, but I'm rooting for him.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Moses Italma. Let's bring in a man very much on the comeback trail. Zach Parker, it's been a while. It was November you had your fight with John Ryder. That was the mandatory position for Canelo Alvarez. You hurt your hand in the 4th round. You couldn't continue. How's the hand? How you been? Is it good to be back?
Yeah, it's good to be back around fight week. I didn't think I was going to get to this point, to be fair. When you're injured, you're just sitting around doing nothing. I was close to hanging the gloves up, but like I said, I'm buzzing to be back around fight week. The atmosphere. As soon as I started back training, I got out of fire in my belly again. So yeah, I'm looking forward to putting on a good performance on Saturday.
And how is the hand?
Yeah, perfect. Been sparring 10 rounds for the last 7-8 weeks. So yeah, it's been perfect in sparring. I'll have to test that out on Saturday.
You mentioned it there. You said you actually thought about hanging up the gloves. I didn't know that. So it sounds like that was quite hard to get over for you.
Yeah, obviously, when you're injured, you're just sitting around doing nothing. You just think, what's the point? You're probably better off getting a normal job. But yeah, I've done this all my life, and like I said, once I started training, I got that fire back in my belly, and it lifted me up really. And like I said, I can't wait to put in a good performance on Saturday.
And seeing that John Ryder did get that fight with Canelo after the fight with you, did that inspire something in you? Did it relight a kind of hunger in you?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, it's not nice taking a loss, especially when it's just an injury. But yeah, it shows what level I'm at. I need to get this lad out here on Saturday, and then I went top 10 straight after.
What weight are you going to come back at?
Well, this one's at 12.4, so I can move up to light heavy if I want to, but we'll have to see what gets offered to me. There's a lot of big fights at super middle, the likes of Benavidez, Sella Plant, and obviously at light heavy there's a lot of British names. Yard, there's Lyndon Arthur, Boatsy, Danizzi. There's a lot of big fights, but like I said, I want top 10.
Well, Anthony Yardy's on this show as well. Is he someone that you're keeping an eye on then?
Yeah, obviously we'll see what gets made after this fight. If I listen to Frank and my team, Neil and that, if there's big fights be made at light heavy, I'll go up. But obviously I can still make super middle if I want to. Okay, well look, it's Khalid Graidia on Saturday night. We've seen him against Karen Italma, we've seen him against Dan Aziz. He boxes Ezra Taylor. Ezra Taylor, you boxed him last time out as well. He's a tough guy, he's got a hard head. What are you expecting to happen on Saturday? That's it, yeah. He's going to come to fight. He wants to take what I've got. So yeah, I'm looking for a hard fight, but with my skill set, I only see one outcome, and that's that Parker win. Okay, thank you, Zach.
returning on Saturday night. Let's speak to the fighters involved with the WBC International Super Lightweight Championship on the line. The champion, Pierce O'Leary, and the challenger, Kane Gardner. Very intriguing scrap. We're going to bring in Kane Gardner first. Kane, I've been following your Instagram. It sounds like this is a big opportunity for you on the big stage. How does it feel?
Yeah, it's a big fight, biggest fight of my career, biggest show of my career. Yeah, it's a big opportunity, you know, ready to change my life. That's what makes it with everyone in the division, see how good I can be. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
First title shot of your career as well. You picked up that win over Conor Walker, which has aged very well, and you said, oh, I want a title shot next. Well, here it is.
Yeah, I've been calling the title shot for a long time now. I'm overdue one. I wanted to start like Central Area English and work my way up, but no one wanted to find me for him. But yeah, we're here now. Got a good win over Conor Walker. Yeah, I got loads of messages that night saying, "What the hell, your win looks good now." Yeah, that's what makes it everyone and anyone. Yeah.
What do you think of Pierce O'Leary? They call him the Big Bang. What do you reckon?
Yeah, he's a good fighter. I've been with good fighters. I'm a good fighter. So it's an intriguing fight. The best man will win on the night.
I said to you outside, is it 50-50 fight? And you said, no, it's not. Tell us what percentage you think it is and what sort of fight it is.
On paper, I've got a better resume. Obviously, he's the home fighter, so I just say it was a 50-50. Yeah, because obviously he's the home fighter. I think on paper, I've got a better resume. Yeah, it's what it is. It's a fight, a good fight. I'm just ready to go.
You look ready to go. Let's bring in the Big Bang. Pierce O'Leary, fight number 13 for you. You've got an opponent there who I think is the step up at this point. Do you agree with that? And says he's ready to go.
No, 100%. He's definitely a big step up. He's a fantastic fighter. Listen, I don't watch my fighters just sit and coach. They do the job. They come up with a game plan in training camp, and then that's it. Then it's all about repetition, and then laying everything down in training camp.
What sort of fight are you expecting from Kane Gardner?
To be honest with you, it doesn't matter what fight. Once I bring my best game, that's it. Then I don't need to worry about anything else.
I've heard you've been sparring light middleweights just in order to get some good sparring in and have people that stand up. Tell us more about this.
Yeah, obviously everyone thinks I'm a hard hitter, so it's hard to get around in my weight and welterweight and stuff like that. But I don't really like depend on power in my hands and stuff like that. I need the rounds in, I need to get fit, and that's what I do. And if that's counter sparring, light middleweights, well then that's what we're going to do.
Kane Gardner's never been stopped. Are you the man to stop him?
If it comes, it comes. But what I'm looking for, 10. I'm expecting 10 gorilla rounds. So. And obviously me coming out top, so that's my main win.
Okay, let's bring you in here. 13 have tried, 12 have tried, 12 have failed against Pierce O'Leary. Why are you the man to take his unbeaten record on Saturday?
Because I just believe in my attributes, you know. I've been in a good 50-50 fights. I've boxed different styles, people that can come and knock me out. Yeah, I just believe that I'm just a good fair fighter.
Do you think he's made a mistake taking this fight?
We'll see on Saturday night.
We will see on Saturday night. Pierce, anything what's your kind of final prediction for this, and is there anything you'd like to say to Kane Gardner here?
No, I wish him nothing but the best. Two sportsmen, that's what we are. We're up here. I'm up here feeding my family, so listen. Try beat me, you're going to take the deep waters, and I guarantee you'll be the one drowning.
I've been to deep waters.
Okay. Make sure you bring a low jacket this time as well.
I will do.
Is that something on your mind at all? Do you feel as though you've been to places that he hasn't been in the ring so far, Kane?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. But, you know, it's what it is. We'll see on Saturday night. People have tried to take me off before and knock me out, said they're going to knock me out. But we'll just see.
Yes, I don't say all my hard work's done in the gym, sparring, people who've been sparring, stuff like that. I can't say anything about the spar, so this one counts himself.
All right, well there we have it. As you can see, a wonderful undercard. Anthony Yard is also back, and we'll hear from Anthony Yard tomorrow at the weigh-in. Fantastic. Joyce and Zhang will be the main event, and we'll hear from those guys very, very shortly. We're going to do some face-offs here down the front, but until then, thank you very much. Well, hello, welcome back. Welcome to London, welcome to Wembley. This is it. A huge heavyweight rematch takes place this Saturday night, live on TNT Sports in the UK, live on ESPN Plus in the States. It's at the OVO Arena, Wembley. And as you can see here, there are two giants slugging it out once again. It's the rematch. It's Joyce, it's Zhang. It's this WBO Interim Heavyweight Championship on the line. So many people up here that you're going to want to hear from ahead of this fantastic rematch, including the man himself putting it together, Hall of Fame boxing promoter Frank Warren of Queensbury Promotions. Frank, tee this one up for us. I mean, the heavyweight landscape always catches the attention of the public, and this is a fight with genuine consequences for that landscape.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, that's a fact. I mean, everyone wants to see the heavyweights. This is a brilliant rematch against, these two guys are top quality. So much is at stake in this fight. You've got the WBO interim title on the line. The winner of this fight will be definitely called by the WBO to challenge whoever's ever holding the WBO title next year, whilst the loser's going to probably have to wait at least 18 months, 2 years to get a sniff at fighting in a voluntary defence. So everything's on the line. I mean, they're two magnificent fighters who've got spectacular amateur pedigree. Both won silver medals in their respective Olympic Games, and I've said it quite a few times now. I thought both of them got robbed. They should have both been gold medalists. They've done everything that's been asked of us as pros. It doesn't get any better than this. This is a fight where everything's on the line. There is a clear path for the winner to get an opportunity to fight for the world title. You have definitely got a seat at the top table. And that's what's going to happen on Saturday. I know they're going to give it all. I know it's going to be, I just know it's going to be exciting, and I am expecting fireworks from this fight.
I think we're all expecting fireworks after seeing the first fight. Frank, let me ask you this. After the way the first fight went, Joyce, of course, had that rematch clause, and there was conversations. Is he going to activate it? Is he not going to activate it? Were you surprised that it did get activated? How did you feel about that?
He activated it within, was it half hour? They wanted it, and that says a lot about Joe and his team. Adam and the team have done a fabulous job, and it's been a pleasure to work with them. They've done a fabulous job, and of course they want to reactivate because they know what's at stake. They know what's on the table. If you're a heavyweight, what do you want to do? You want to fight for the world title. You want to, get your hands on that belt. Besides the glory and all it brings a lot of riches, a lot of wealth, sets you up for life. They know that. He knows that, and that's why they enacted the rematch clause. And that says a lot about Joe. That says a lot about he's not gone away and said, you know what, I might have to have another fight before I come back into it. No, I want it. That's where I'm at. I mean, Joe was going to, when we were negotiating for him to fight Tyson Fury, that he called for the rematch. So that's what happened. So for me, as I say, I'm really looking forward to Saturday. I'm a boxing fan. I love the fights, and I certainly love watching these big guys in action. And as I say, I really do think we're going to get something special on Saturday.
Do you feel like, just final one from you, Frank, before we move down the table, do you feel as though in that first fight that perhaps Joyce underestimated Zhang?
I think you can only ask Joe that. I mean, Joe's the guy who was facing him, and he knows that better than anybody. Maybe he did. I mean, including me, we were all talking about, we weren't talking about that fight, we was talking about the world title fight. And everybody was. And that is the danger of overlooking the immediate task. One thing's for sure, he's not overlooking it this time, and I know this man here is not overlooking it. They both know what's on the line here. They know. They're two seasoned heavyweight boxers. We're a real good team, right? I just mentioned, Adam and the team, Terry and Tommy Lane, they've done a fabulous job with what they've done with their man. Sean George's trainer, good trainer, and again an excellent job. This is as good as it gets in heavyweight boxing. Good as it gets.
Well, let's bring in Adam Morley. You would have been part of the decision-making process for taking the fight in the first place with Zhang, for activating the rematch clause. Tell us why it's going to be different this time from your perspective.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Good afternoon, everyone. I think last time, and you're going to have to ask Joe about, Joe's spoken about taking things seriously, but I think this is a world title fight for us now. It's the equivalent of a world title fight. The winner may well get upgraded, but the level of focus Joe has is at that world title level. I've watched Joe in this camp, how he's acted, how he's behaved, and he's at the top of his game. It reminds me of how he was when he fought Dubois, when he fought Parker. He's so incredibly focused. Saturdays, I sit here in a position where I'm excited for what everyone's going to see on Saturday in terms of Joe's physique, in terms of Joe's game plan, what's going to occur.
And this is really the first time, look, it was the first loss of Joe Joyce's career, first time I guess he's faced mass adversity like that as well. You've been with him his whole career. How has he reacted to that from your perspective? What sort of Joe Joyce are you encountering these days?
Look, when you look at this as like a longer term picture for Joe, he, on April the 15th, however he cut it, it was failure. We failed, we lost. And that's been the biggest teacher for all of us, for Joe, for me, to work out what he's got to do in the future to become a world champion. You know, Joe wins this fight, he fights Usyk next as his mandatory. That will be 3 back-to-back camps of southpaw sparring, and Joe will be at a very high level there. We've learned so many lessons from April 15th, and someone asked me before, are you motivated by proving people wrong? And I don't think neither I nor Joe are motivated by that. It's not about proving people wrong. People can think what they think. Joe Joyce wants to be world champion. He made that clear to me when I met him in 2017. He's going to execute that goal. It's not about proving people wrong. He's learned huge amounts, way more than he would have learned if he didn't have the eye injury and he overcame Zhang on April 15th, which I think was probably the likely outcome if the eye injury hadn't occurred. But he did lose, learned tremendously, and this is going to set him up to be a world champion.
Just want to touch on something you said there, and I've heard you mention it before as well. If the fight had continued and there was no eye injury to Joe Joyce, you feel like your man was coming on and was taking over and would have won the fight?
Now look, first and foremost, he lost. He took the L, he lost. But when you look at the stats, and I know the stats don't tell everything, Joe was outlanding him 120 punches to 25 in round 5. It was only going to get worse. Joe only gets better. He throws more punches than any heavyweight. He throws more punches than most super middleweights per round. If you look at his stats, he's starting at 80, going up to 100, going up to 120. It's impossible to deal with. The eye injury stopped that progression of Joe up and the progression of Zhang down. So in the end, it would have been a successful night. And I think Zhang's team, Tommy and Terry, the trainer, I've got the utmost respect for them, and they're super intelligent guys. I think they know how this is going to go. And I think they know Zhang's got to be ready for 12 rounds.
Well, let's hear from Team Zhang. Let's bring in trainer Sean George. Sean, you've just heard from Adam Morley, you've heard from Frank Warren as well. Adam Morley is talking about how the first fight back in April would have gone had there been no eye injury to Joe Joyce. He believes his man would have got the job done. What says you?
Good afternoon. I just have Roger Mayweather voice in my head. You don't know shit about boxing if you think that's the case. I think that Joe Joyce was the only way to get knocked out in the 9th round. It's just, in my opinion, it seems like you guys are making an excuse for this fight. So, boxing for me, boxing for Jaleel, and training camp for this fight was awesome. It's amazing, and we're looking to do it again.
Adam, I don't know if you want to reply to that. It's quite a big comment. He's bringing in Floyd Mayweather Senior.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. That's his view. We've got my view. We've all got our opinions, haven't we? I mean, the fact is, his guy won the last fight. That's it. That's a fact. We lost, and that's the motivation. The failure is the motivation to win.
Let me ask you this, Sean. There have been some changes to Zhang's camp. He's brought in some strength and conditioning. I believe there's been therapists, masseuse, all sorts of changes. Normally, that normally happens after someone's taken a loss, but he's done it, as a winning fighter. What's the thinking behind that, and how's that affected this Zhang who sits here today?
Just a couple of changes, normal changes. Gillet is taken to another level. The sport of boxing is a grueling sport, so he's made different changes in the sport of boxing. So for me, Gillet, each fight is getting better, each and every fight, round by round. Everybody's gonna start to see that he's gonna get more and more better.
From your side, how do you see this fight playing out on Saturday night?
And it's a knockout. That's the only choice that we have. I don't trust the politics of the sport. I don't trust the referees and the judges here. There's only one mission. This fight is not going the distance. This fight will not be going the distance.
That's probably something that I think we all agree on. Let's bring in the challenger this time around, Mr. Juggernaut, Mr. Joyce. Welcome, it's great to have you back.
Yeah, great to be back.
Firstly, let me just ask you this. Why have you taken this rematch?
Because I want that title back there that he took from me last time, so I want it back.
I saw you trying to grab it at the start actually as well. He didn't give it up though.
Yeah, it looks real shiny over there.
I've heard you describe that first fight as a wake-up call. So tell me about that.
Yeah, so it exposed a lot of mistakes that me and the team made in the camp, and it's about correcting those and going to the next fights in whatever, not overlooking Zhang, but need to get those things right. And it kind of exposed them and made me have to deal with them and really focus and get dedicated in what I'm doing, more dedicated in what I'm doing, and just really improving and to come back stronger and grab that title back.
How big are these changes that you've made this time around, and how does it compare to the camp for the first fight?
Well, it's just small changes here. A lot of small changes make a big difference, and that's what we've done.
We'll come back to you. We're going to bring in the champion now, the defending WBO interim heavyweight champion, Mr. Zhang. Kurt, of course, from the management team, will be translating as ever. I just want to ask Zhang, how does he look back on the biggest win of his career back in April? How does he reflect on that win over Joyce?
现在对4月份的比赛留下来是什么感觉？4月份打完比赛拿到这个腰带，当然离我的目标更进一步。现在他说他要再抢回去，我想说，我就是一只饿虎，我喜欢老虎，我就是一只饿虎，我只可能去捕猎。如果想从我嘴里去夺食，那你要付出代价。
Well, I really enjoyed myself after the first victory back in April, and I saw Joe today. He's trying to, of course, he's trying to grab the title back. I just want to say I'm the tiger, and I'm hungry, and you don't take food out of the tiger's mouth.
I love these quotes. You always come up with something. Hopefully he did say that, but yeah.
What out of his plate? Can I take it back?
You want to tell him that about the plate?
I want to take it out of his plate.
这是你的食物，他就把
Not out of his mouth.
一般呢，他就已经成了我的猎物，因为一般呢，我说过，他选择我，就是他们整个团队的失误，是他们团队的失策，然后马上启动2番战，他们团队又犯了一个更大的错误，这将结束他的职业生涯。
For the first fight, you give me the opportunity, or your team made a mistake for choosing me. And your team is going for the rematch, which is a bigger mistake. And I'm here to end your career.
These are heavy words, Joyce. He's here to end your career.
Well, let's see it then. Let's have it.
我们这一期训练营做了很充分的准备，针对乔伊斯的特点，我们专门请了3个比赛。第一，不全量要比乔伊斯多的阿隆索；第二，要比乔伊斯出拳重的迪米锤；第三，要比乔伊斯体重更大的瓦克。乔伊斯说他增重了，他可能会上到施压，会向我家过来。然后中午有一句谚语说：“打铁还 才行，自身赢。
So in this camp, I just want to say that I have 3 different sparring partners. I have one that throws more punches than Joe. I have one that punches harder than Joe, and I have one that weighs a lot more than Joe. And in China, we say, if you want to pressure, I know Joe's going to move up and gain a lot of weight. And in China, we say that, if you pressure, makes diamond, and pressure busts the pipe.
Well, Joe, let's bring you in here. Look, he's talked about you moving, putting on some more pounds for this fight. That was a real criticism. After the first fight happened, people said Joe Joyce was too light, and that's why he couldn't impose himself on Zhang. You look bigger, you look thicker, you look heavier. Is this something that's been on your mind as well?
Yeah, because it was like the sole focus of post-fight, where all the comments were. So it was obviously something that I needed to correct and keep an eye on. But it's amongst a lot more different things, different aspects of the camp and myself that I needed to build upon from the last camp. And I've just made sure I've ticked every box and crossed the T's, dotted the I's. And I'm coming for a victory this time. Yeah. And not get my back. Yeah.
Well, actually, look, Zhang has said, when I went to see him at Heathrow Airport the other day to interview him, he made it very clear he is targeting your eye. How are you going to keep out of the way of that?
That's good. Yeah, we'll see on the night. Thanks, Frank. Yeah, we'll see on the night.
Another one of the kind of comments that was levelled at you after that first fight was that perhaps Joe Joyce was starting to believe the hype about his chin. Maybe he thought he was indestructible. There was the Terminator entrance and that kind of thing. Is there any truth in that, Joe?
Yeah, looking back in hindsight, it was a bad choice actually. Like with the Terminator and his eye busted, with the red light coming through. It didn't really go down. It didn't really go down to work in my favour. So this time we're not going to go with that. We're going to go with a different theme and with a different outcome.
Well, let me ask you, Zhang. Look, you are the man. You won the first fight, but it feels like everyone was talking about, well, Joe Joyce was too light. Joe Joyce believed his own hype. Did you get the credit that you deserved for winning that night?
你赢了一番战之后，很多人都在说啊，乔伊斯体重太轻了，才输了这比赛。你觉得你得到应该得到的尊重了吗？
我得到赢了，因为在一番战打完之后，然后所有的全民都看到了这场比赛。这场比赛在中国的播放量超过3亿次，所以说在中国，然后很多全民也在期待着二番战。所以说，周六将是一场更精彩的比赛。
Yeah, I definitely think I got the credit I deserve, and because this whole fight in China alone created more than 330 million views in total. I think I got a lot of recognition here in the UK, in the US, and in China. So I think Saturday is going to be an even more exciting fight than the first one.
Joe, Adam said earlier that had the fight continued with no injured eye, you would have essentially gone on to stop Zhang and everything would have gone to plan. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think there was moments in there where I was starting to get to work, but the eye clearly was starting to close up, and he was just keeping them. He kept on hit. I threw more punches, but he kept on hitting with the more eye-catching, heavier blows, and they're very quick. So he's a good fighter, but it's a tough test, and it's something that I'm got really up for, and it's a big hurdle that I need to crash through or jump over.
I love a Joe Joyce press conference. Zhang, let me ask you this. There seems to be a feeling from that side of the table that had the fight continued with no eye injury, you would have ended up losing that fight. What do you think would have happened had the fight continued without an eye injury?
他们觉得眼睛不受伤，他们就肯定赢了。
Maybe， 因为在一番战的裁判当中，确实有一位来自英国的裁判打分，在6个回合之内说他5个回合说乔伊斯领先， 所以说赛前我讲过，我不会把结果交给裁判，我会把结果牢牢地攥在自己手中。这一战一样，我还会把结果攥在我自己手里。
Maybe. Because when you look at the scorecard, one of the judges had him up on the scorecard after the fight. So like I said, I'm not going to give judges any opportunities. I said it in the first fight, I'll say it again in the second fight. I'll do the same.
You've made it very clear that you are going after the eye. Tell us more about that.
对，我知道他的弱点是他的眼睛，这一次我还会打他的眼睛。
Yeah, it's nice and simple. I know his weakness is his eyes. I'm going to go for his eyes, that's it.
Do you think 5 months is long enough for him to make the adjustments he needs to adjust to Zhang?
5个月的时间够他做调整吗？
他调整不过来，他只能看着我的拳去打他的眼睛，他只能用眼睛去迎接我的拳。
No, I don't think so. I think 5 months is too short. He's going to welcome my punches.
Was that welcome the punches? Was that? Like, he's going to
His
welcome.
punches are not welcome here.
No punches welcome. Look, Joe, let me ask you this: how important is this? I mean, we're having a bit of fun, a bit of a laugh up here, but this is serious stuff on Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah, very serious stuff. And I've trained seriously for this, so it's about time that I get my success and move on from this. But yeah, it's a big, tough test, and it's going to be a great fight Saturday night. So I'm really looking forward to getting the victory this time around.
All right, well, let's start wrapping it up now. Let's get a final message. Actually, Frank, I'll come to you first. Just a word on, it's a brilliant fight. It's live on TNT Sports in the UK and ESPN Plus in the States. We've got a great undercard as well, Frank.
Fabulous undercard, some real good fights on there. Some of our best talent in the UK fighting on the show. So it's got everything. It's got a fabulous heavyweight fight, as I say, great undercard. But this heavyweight fight, I think it's going to be a candidate for fight of the year.
And of course, Anthony Yarde, amongst others, returns on the card as well.
Yeah, Anthony's back. We was at the Arsenal last night watching them play. We had a good result there. So hopefully that'll continue on Saturday. He'll do well. And the objective for him is to get that ring rust out of his system, and we're getting back in for a shot at the title by the end of the year.
All right, let's get final words down the table. Sean George, I'll come to you first. I think you've made your prediction very clear. You had echoes of Mayweather about what Adam Morley said. Give us your final thoughts heading into Saturday.
It's actually going to be a fun fight. It's going to be a good fight. I really do have a lot of respect for Joe. I've been watching Joe since 2014 when he was in the amateurs in the chemistry cup. He's a tough, determined fighter, but Gervais is the same. Skill paid the bills over here.
Adam Morley.
Hello, we've got the utmost respect for Zhang.
He's a world-class fighter, and I think it's going to be a tremendous fight. I think that, when people spar Joe, they say 1 round with Joe is like 3 rounds with someone else. I think the Zhang camp have spoken about just the knockout, but I think, you don't really judge them by their words, you judge them by their actions. They've gone into strength and conditioning. They know Gilles needs to go longer, and it's going to get tougher and tougher with him in the fight. They probably anticipate that Joe's going to miss the backhand this time, and they need to go longer. And I think they're going to figure out what it's really like when Joe Joyce is on you, rounds 8, 9, 10, and that strength and conditioning won't help them.
Joe Joyce, repeat or revenge?
I don't like to say revenge, but a win will help. And then I can go on.
A revengeful win.
Yeah. Redemption.
Redemption on Saturday night for Joe Joyce. Let's get final word from the champion this time round, the WBO interim champion, Gilles Zhang. What's going to happen in this fight on Saturday night? Tell us.
周六感觉会是什么样的结果呢？
周六的比赛肯定比4月份的比赛更加精彩，请大家拭目以待。
Wouldn't say repeat, but it's going to be more exciting than April. Please tune in.
All right, brilliant. Frank, any final words from yourself?
East is going to meet West, and on Saturday night we're going to find out who's the best. It's going to be a great fight.
Not that one. Not goodness me. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be live for the weigh-in stream tomorrow across the Queensbury, Top Rank and TNT socials. We're going to do a face-off here down the front. And do not forget, this Saturday night, as Frank said, East meets West. Big fight. Big heavyweight rematch. Thank you.
Thank you.